What's going on, everybody? You lovely, lovely, sexy people. We're opening up a Sprite. My girlfriend's going to get a little mad. By the way, if you guys want to have the exact same microphone that Zaddy uses, which is me, check it out. I have a link in the description below. And also, I'm an Amazon affiliate, which means if you click the link and you make a purchase, I may earn a small commission, and it's at no extra cost to you, and it supports the channel. So please do that if you could. We really appreciate it here at the channel. And on with the show. Looks like camera seems a little out of focus. Hold on. Let me get the microphone out of the way. Yeah, camera looks really out of focus. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Maybe the camera's back. Okay, camera seems to be back. All right, I think I just needed to lower the microphone a little bit. That was all. It's kind of interfering. Anyway, we got the by the way, anybody who wants to join in, there is a link in the description below if you guys want to join this conversation. Now, I am going to try to get my boy Tim on. Now, I don't know if Tim's going to join. I did send him a text, and hopefully he will, because we all Tim Smith is honestly one of the major, I would say one of the major reasons this channel's grown to its height, But seriously, like we could definitely thank Tim. We can also thank Donald Trump as well, because honestly, doing those Donald Trump videos, those live streams that we did of Donald Trump, that was a big deal. Hunter Biden's back, though, dude. We're going to talk about Hunter Biden. We're going to talk about dividend investing. We're talking about more than that, though. We're not just a one-trick pony. We don't just talk about Hunter Biden's beautiful art all the time on this show. God, he's awful. Hunter Biden is the biggest Nepo baby of all time. But we'll allow it. We'll allow it. But Joe Biden is the GOAT. By the way, if you guys want to join, like I said, I put a link specifically in the description. So feel free to. It's the top link, the very, very top link. It should be, at least. I'm going to wait for Tim to join us real quick. I'm going to check, make sure we're monetized. I got to make sure we're monetized, boys. Oh, we're not on monetization. What are we doing with our lives? Hold on. One of the reasons I love doing live videos is just the monetization factor. But hey, you guys, like I said, make sure, and I mean it, make sure that you guys check out the affiliate links below. If you want to get the microphone that I use, links in the description below. But like I said, I'm an Amazon associate. I get a small commission anytime you guys make a purchase. So whatever you guys do, I really appreciate it. So hopefully you guys can make a purchase or whatever, but no pressure. No pressure. We're just trying to get a few sales. We're really trying to help the channel out, and the commissions do help. So more money we make, the better. I like to try to have a good surplus of money. I'm a little bit selfish, but I also do like to promote products that people actually want. So these are things that I use all the time, and I know they have utility. So Tim might join us. If he doesn't, that's okay. But we prefer if he does, because Tim Smith is the GOAT. He's the man. While we're waiting for Tim, I'm going to update some of the metadata. That's like the tags and stuff like that. Make sure we get more people viewing this. But yeah, we're talking about my boy Hunter Biden. We're talking about, whoever we can, really. Talking about anybody we want. Is Hunter Biden the GOAT? Maybe. So I don't know if I'm trying to get Tim in the house here. Tim Smith, baby. I did send him a text. He might be busy though. But hey, you know what? Even if Tim's busy for this one, that's okay. We always got more. I've been trying to make it a point to do more StreamYard live videos because they're fun, because I get to include people who have meant a lot to this channel and who are very fun to talk to, and I think it's good to get them on whenever I can. I'm gonna put on my headphones real quick just to just to make sure I'm ready for the people to come on in, and that's what we hope. You guys ready for this? Ooh. All right. So while we're waiting for people to join in, link is in the description below, by the way, if you guys want to join this fiasco, whatever the heck this is. So we're going to talk about Hunter Biden's recent interview, which was a fantastic interview where I can't believe Channel 5 was able to get a Hunter Biden exclusive interview. That's beautiful. I always thought that he would go on my show before anybody else's, but I was wrong. But good on Hunter Biden. Smart move. Very smart move. Do you guys think I'll get Hunter Biden's art on my show? Dude, it sucks because Hunter is just like the biggest cokehead of all time. And I think he's sober now, or at least he's given the illusion of being sober. I'm not entirely too sure. But yeah, knowing how useless Joe Biden has been, we all can see that the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree. Hunter Biden is just as useless as his old man. I don't know how people couldn't see that Joe Biden was incompetent. Like, it was pretty flippin' obvious. You know what I mean? Like, I had told people, like, dude, the guy has dementia. Like, even the moment he was running for office, I even got kicked off of YouTube for a little bit because I had made a video. Well, I had a video deleted from YouTube. I should rephrase that. But all because I was talking about that I think he's got dementia. I think he's going to be pretty bad for the country. And it turns out I was 2 for 2. So, Biden was not good for the country. I know everybody wants to say he was. Not everybody. I don't think a lot of people do. But I think, people often tell me, it's like, well, how the hell did Trump win? He must have cheated. No, people got tired of the left. That's what happened. The left got too crazy. The asylum, the patients took over the asylum is exactly what happened. And this is why nobody wants to vote for left. I don't even really want to vote for right either. It's very tough for me to want to vote for this current Republican Party. I'm okay with MAGA, but I need to see that Epstein list. I want that list released. So if Trump doesn't release the list, I mean, what are we going to do here? That list seriously needs to be released. The Epstein list. I don't think any of us can rest easy. I mean, like, we need to know the kind of people who are, even if Trump's on that list, I'm okay with it. I just want to see that list. I think that list needs to be released to the public. And if it isn't, I think they're making a grave mistake by not releasing it. I mean, what do you guys think? Do you guys think the Epstein list should be released, or do you think I'm just out of my damn mind? Do you think it's wishful thinking on my part? Oh. Hold on, folks. Oh, snap. Don't forget to check out the affiliate links in the description. Thank you, guys. Michael Donaldson's in the house. Michael Donaldson is saying Michael Garza infomercial channel. You are absolutely correct, Mr. Donaldson. I become the new Billy Mays, is what I've concluded. I don't have a coke habit like Hunter Biden or Billy Mays, but I will say this. At least Billy Mays was a net positive to society. You know what I mean? And yeah, it's funny though, because this show has become one big old infomercial show where I'm basically I did a video earlier on Lysol disinfectant wipes. This is the level of dedication that I have right now to this stuff. But hey, give a round of applause to Mr. Michael Donaldson. Hunter Biden. Hunter is a complete joke. Abso-freaking-lutely, dude. I think the sooner that I don't know, man. Just Hunter's gotta. We don't need Hunter Biden. The less I see of Hunter Biden, the better America gets. America needs to heal from the Biden administration. We need to heal from toxic democracy. They always talk about toxic masculinity. I talk about toxic femininity, but I think the one thing we don't talk about is toxic democracy. Now, democracy in its form is majority rule. Well, I think democracy at the federal level is stupid, but I think on the state level, it's actually pretty smart. Because on the state level, you only can affect your state. You can't affect an entire country. I just say affect, my bad. But I will say this. Democracy on the federal level, though, is a bad idea. And it's been proven to be a bad idea. That's why we're a constitutional republic on the federal level. And on the state level, we run on more of a democracy sort of standard. So closer to a democracy where people in their own state can vote for what they want and they can have what they want sort of thing. Or at least have, whatever rules they want to make up. I think too many federal laws is a bad idea, though. I think it's good to have federal laws for things that matter. Like the FDA matters. I think federal aviation committees, things like that. Things that matter that involve, making sure things are up to snuff, that sort of thing. But outside of it, though, there are far too many rules, far too many regulations. And I think a society filled with unnecessary rules is a society that eventually crumbles. You saw it with the Roman Empire. So too many rules, too many problems. I think it's good to have rules. It's just sometimes you have too many, and that gets problematic. And I'm not much of a rule guy anyway. I'm kind of a rebel, sort of. Let's see. Boltachi89 says, question. What if you have morals that you believe in, but the reality doesn't line up with your morals? Does that make you wrong or reality? This is how I became a conservative, I think. Interesting. Thank you. That's actually pretty insightful. Michael Donaldson says, California affects the whole country. They pass stupid laws, and the rest of the blue states follow. Yep. Unfortunately, I don't know why California is they are the most liberal state as well. Sometimes I wonder about that because Oregon passes some really ridiculous laws. We don't want Oregon to be too blue. In fact, I was hoping that Oregon would vote red this time around because we have Tina Kotek as our governor. Ugh. She's awful. She's just another freaking woke person, which is pretty freaking obvious. She's there's just too many stupid rules. I'm not a rules guy. I believe that rules should be there, but not too many. Rules are like liquor. You should only have maybe a shot or two, but once you hit maybe the fourth shot, you're kind of getting crazy. Mr. Donaldson says the whole West Coast sucks now. I can concur with that, because it's like we've gotten to the point where it's the left coast. We're the dude, Oregon, Washington, California, and Mr. Donaldson. You're in Hawaii. Hawaii's a pretty blue state, if I remember correctly. So it's kind of like that. It's the Pacific left. But yeah, if I remember right, I think Hawaii is pretty left leaning. So you're in the same boat as I am. Oh man. So Baltachis 89 says, do you believe any conspiracy theories? I mean, I got a few. I mean, the whole Epstein didn't kill himself. That's one thing. One moment. Sorry about that. Got to message my baby. Pretty busy day at work for her. Busy day for both of us. We're just busy. Yeah, overall, the Epstein didn't kill himself one. That's one I particularly lean towards. I mean, there's a lot of them, actually. I was all on board with that Pedo Island one well before, because I know that a lot of these elite billionaires, man, once you get a certain amount of money, some of those guys are freaky, man. Some of those elite billionaire dudes, they get into some weird stuff, man. Not all of them. There's some that are pretty damn ethical, but I wonder, man. I wonder. Let's see. Biltachi says, I just think the coastline sucks, but it's also fun. Well, here's the thing, man. I love the West Coast. I love Oregon. I really think it's a beautiful state. Now, the government is not so beautiful. The government is clown world. It is people like Tina Kotek. And then we had an even worse governor. I can't even remember her name. Kate Brown. Oh, my God. Yeah, I don't know who's worse. I know who's worse. Kate Brown's definitely worse. But Tina Kotek is a definite, she's just Kate Brown light. And it's pretty bad. I'm tired of the woke governors. Just get woke out of Oregon, man. We need to rise up and stop copying stupid freaking left ass California. Sucks. Let's see, sucks here too. Yep, that's a good one. Well, I don't know about that one, but Baltachi, I'm not going to comment on that one. It might get me kicked off YouTube. There are some things I can't comment on, mainly because I know the YouTube is a bunch of screwballs. Let's see. Michael Donaldson says, lazy day for me. It's my birthday, so I didn't do. Hey, dude, happy birthday, Mr. Donaldson. Happy birthday, my man. Everybody give a big shout out to Mr. Donaldson. Happy birthday, brother. Woo. I'll have a toast to that. Toast to Mr. Donaldson. By the way, if anybody wants to join me on camera, you may do so. I have a link in the description below. It's the first link that'll allow you to join me right here, right now on this StreamYard. And it'll be pretty dope. But happy birthday, man. Happy birthday to Mr. Donaldson, Michael Donaldson. Happy birthday to you, my man. Get it. Happy birthday, says Boldachi, 89. Let's see. This is oh, yeah. It's a good conspiracy theory, man. There's a few out there. I do like the one where Alex Jones talks about the chemicals in the water turning the frogs gay. That is actually That one, I love that one because he's kind of right. I mean, there are chemicals that, if they're dumped in a water, can actually mutate and chemically f up the wildlife in there. Maybe even turn them gay, turning the freaking frogs gay. But let's see the Epstein one. Okay, so Botachi says, but I think I have a real explanation for this. Not like they're actually killing. Oh, okay. All right. Well, Mr. Donaldson says, thanks. I'm old. Sucks. That's all right, man. I'm getting a little older too myself. I won't tell my real age on here, but see, Botachi says, "Well, my God, so for some reason, almost everything in culture seemed to me to tell me that I." Yeah, it's weird. We live in a very it's funny that the first thing people are going to say is, in today's society, you should get an abortion. Yeah, our culture's toxic as shit. Like, if people need to get an abortion or they want to get an abortion, that's up to them. But I really think it's a little morbid to be so into abortion. I think that Democrats have gotten a little too into abortion, like to the point where it's like, I love abortion. It turns me on, that sort of thing. Like, I think that's what a lot of Democrats are proposing these days. It's really weird. It's kind of creepy. This is one of the reasons why I'm not a fan of paganism. So the reason I'm not a fan of paganism is because, one, it's a religion created by pretty much nothing but women. I think it was all women. But it's really disturbing. Now, don't get me wrong, Christianity is disturbing too. I think that any religion created by man or woman, doesn't really matter, ends up being disturbing because it's a group of fucking nutballs, right? I'm not a fan of religion in general. I think it's great that people can believe what they want to believe in. I'm not a fan of groups, as you all know. I think you got to stay away from groups. But yeah, I'm not a group guy. In culture, let's see. But no, I think honestly, any group of nutballs, whether it's paganism, I love it when people say like paganism is better than Christianity. No, it's just as morbid. You guys were sacrificing babies to like some weird goddess or whatever. You guys are freaks. It's just like people, if anybody who sacrificed any of their children in the name of God, fuck you. You're a fucked up person, and you probably took mushrooms. Let's see. And let's see. Baltachi says, and if you were to go back and you were to tell our ancestors this, they would think it's satanic. What absolutely is. It's fucked. I mean, like, I'm not a big religious guy, but there's definitely some sort of fucked up undertone with a lot of this crap. See, Baltachi says, how is that not sacrificing your child for wealth? It absolutely is. I mean, you're getting an abortion so you can save money. Is really what people are. It sucks, man. I'm not really an. I think, if people want to get an abortion, if a woman wants to get an abortion, that is up to them. I just think we as a society need to stop encouraging it. Like, hey, you're pregnant, you should get an abortion. It's like, ew, no. If you're pregnant, you make your informed decision. We should be neutral. Like, if somebody tells me they're pregnant, I'm not going to tell them to keep the baby, but I'm not going to tell them to abort it either. I'd be like, hey, you know what? I don't know if it's a blessing. I don't know if it's a good thing. I don't know. You see it. But I have a feeling that whatever choice you make, it'll be one that'll work for you. And I think that's how it should be. I think most people need to take kind of a neutral stance. Some people may want to get an abortion. Some people may not. But we need to stop encouraging one way or another, whether to keep the baby or not to keep it. You know what I mean? I don't know. We live in a world where we're a little too abortion happy. So it's a little freaky. Michael Donaldson says, what's wrong with Christianity? I'm not much of a Christian. I ain't going to lie. I'm not much of a religious guy in general. As far as it goes, I do like the reading. I do find the religious texts very fascinating. But I'm not a religious guy. just not. I do believe in ethics and, doing the right thing. I wouldn't say I'm an atheist either. Don't get me wrong. Because I think it would be foolish of me to count out the idea of intelligent design. It's the argument of intelligent design versus chaotic design. Um, did we eventually get to where we're at through intelligent design, or was this all a happy chaotic accident? It could be either. Could be both. I don't know. Maybe it could be both. Maybe God was a product of chaos, and then maybe God created us. Who knows? I mean, it really is tough to say. Beltacci says, "You know what? I used to be a complete atheist, and I thought there is no way for me to literally no way back." Yeah. Hey, you know what? No, I get it. And not because I don't believe in it, just because I need it. Yeah, it's all good, man. Hey, yeah, I don't like to steer people away from religion. I just think that I think when people get in groups, they get a little too whacked out. You know what I mean? I think when people I think when people try to appease God, it gets a little frightening. It gets a little scary. You know. Bultachi says, like, it's not actually true that they're doing this. It's just the message out. That's how I said. Hollywood. Yeah. And here's the thing, man. Not against religion. I do find religion a little frightening sometimes, in the sense of I've seen what people can do in a group. And one of the reasons I am scared of groups that believe that they're right completely without questioning their decision, that freaks me out. So let me see here. Okay, so my idea of God is he's literally reality. He is one thing. He doesn't decide if he's you. I see what you're saying. Here. That God is in the text. They say that God is everywhere, is everything. So God is reality, and it's an interesting way to look at it. Oh. Let's see. If you say that truth out loud, you will succeed well. Mr. Donaldson says, you sound like me for most of my life. Stay open to religion. I was surprised when things suddenly made sense to me. Oh, and I'm always open. By the way, I will admit, most of the Christians that I've met have been very nice. Most of the reasonable religions, the people have been very nice to me. So what I'm really afraid of is groups of people who get a little too wild with it. You know what I mean? Like, what was it? What was that one called? The West Baptist Methodist Church, or not something like, I can't remember what that West. West Coast, West Baptist. I can't remember what it was called. But I'm talking about like kind of like crazy churches, because there are groups of people who start who create a church based around, something like Christianity or Islam or whatever religion they choose. I'm not really an expert in religion, if I'm going to be honest. I guess you could say I'm spiritual. I just, I guess maybe I don't want to get my hopes up. I'm not sure. But for those who have faith, though, I guess a part of me does envy a little bit, even though I'm not much of an envious person. But I respect it. I respect people's faith. I get it. I think it's cool. Let's see. Well, in Jesus was spoken truth. Let's see. And heck yeah. Let's see. Mr. Donaldson says, I don't think any of us like Bible thumpers that get in your face about religion. I believe that's what you're talking. Yeah, those are the types of people I'm talking about. The ones that really get up in your grill, that sort of thing. But yeah, I guess I've always had sort of a negative view towards religion. I tried to get into it, and it's not that. I just think that some people, maybe when I get older, maybe I'll get it. You know what I mean? Maybe I'll never get it. That's okay too. But even if I don't get it, I know that I've got a good moral basis, and I know that no matter what happens, even if this life is the last thing I got, I'll at least know I tried to lead a decent life. I think that somehow that matters. Somehow. Blatachi89 says, I don't really go to church. It's just something I learned to understand in a different way. I think, yeah, it's interesting, man. Sound exactly like I did. Yeah, Mr. Donaldson, man, I think, yeah, like, sometimes people are a little late bloomers. Maybe like I said, it's really, maybe my mind gets in the way. You know what I mean? But I've wrestled with the thought of intelligent design versus chaotic design. That's Botachi89 says, look up Jordan Peterson. It absolutely matters, yeah. Frank Lashera says, yo, do you know who Carnival Chubb is? Who? Carnival Chubb? Is it a dude that got a chubby while he was at a carnival? He got arrested? Botachi says, no. Who? Who the hell's Frank? You're leaving us hanging. Who is Carnival Chubb? What is this man about? Is he sounds like might be a sexual predator. Oh, he's a professional CSGO pro player. What's a CSGO, dude? I'm gonna look that up. Professional CSGO player. Hold on. Oh, Counter-Strike. Okay. Counter-Strike, like in real life Counter-Strike Go. That's kind of cool. Sounds like a stage name. I think it absolutely is. Yeah, Counter-Strike's pretty dope. And so is it like real life? It's not a video game. Oh, so it's in real life Counter-Strike. So they're playing Counter-Strike in real life. But they're just like using stun weapons. Plays in real life. It's very interesting, my man. Oh, with Nerf guns. Okay, that's kind of fun. Seems kind of neat. I was a little hesitant at first, and now I'm kind of warming up to the idea. You guys make sure you guys check out the affiliate links below in the description. Helps out the channel quite a bit. If you purchase anything, it does help. Um, so crossing my fingers that you guys check it out and hopefully purchase something. I do get a small commission, no extra cost to you, and it helps the channel. Okay, so Frank Lashera is asking me, can you say, and I'll say it now, Carnival Chub is better than Quiet in CS:GO? Do I need to say it more like Chris Hansen? Okay. Let me try saying it like Chris Hansen. Carnival Chub is better than Quiet in CS:GO. I'll sub if you do. Yeah. I'll say it again, man. Say as many times as you want, dude. Carnival Chub. Carnival Chub is better than Quiet in CS:GO. If you need me to wrap it out, Carnival Chub is better than Quiet in CS:GO. Yeah. Carnival Chub is better than Quiet in CS:GO. Is that what you want me to say? Is that what you want me to say, DJ G Dog? Oh God! What? Okay, so Frank Lashera says you got to say Carnival Chub is the chubbiest of all. It will cause you. Okay, let me. Okay, so Frank Lashera says, okay, I'm going to say it. Carnival Chub is the chubbiest of all and will cause a berry blue typhoon. Okay, you satisfied, bud? You satisfied? What are we doing here? What are we doing? Last one. Yeah. Okay. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you, Frank. You're the man. You're the man now, dog. You got it, bro. You got it, brother. My brony brothers. All right, let's see. But yeah, another quick shout out, man. Michael Donaldson, happy birthday one more time, brother. It's always fun having you on here, man. Now I know that I've been doing a lot of infomercials, and I want to apologize for that, everybody. I know I've been doing far too many. I've been going cray. So I got to review quite a few different items. So like I was going to do Febreze next. I was going to do some of my vitamin D supplements. I actually have an entire list of notes that I came up with. HP laptop, polysporin, keyboard review, where I review like the keyboard that I have. I might even review the basketball that I own, which would be pretty dope. We got alien tape, yoga ball. Oh boy. I got some New Balance running shoes that I might be able to to review. It's good stuff, man. Splatacci89 says, I loved you on Opie and Anthony. I was, wait, whoa. Did you say I was on Opie and Anthony? So Splatacci said I knew about this shit for like 3 years before I did because. Here's Hanson. Yeah, it's good stuff, man. But yeah, oh man, I was really hoping we get Tim Smith on. I think Tim is kind of busy though at the moment, sadly. But hey, you know, we can't always get legends on this channel. We can't always get them. I mean, we can. We're pretty good at it, but. All right, let's see. Got lots of viewers so far. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Let's do this. I feel like I'm a buff boy. I'm a buff baby boy. I'm a buff baby. 'Cause I'm a buff baby boy. Oh. Well, we'll talk about some dividends. If you guys want, I can go over some dividends that I recently received. Also, make sure you guys like the video and subscribe to the channel. Hold on. Let me put that down here. Please like the video. It means the world to me. There we go. Please make sure you guys like the video. You guys don't have to subscribe, but if you do want to subscribe, I'm always open to it. So more subscribes, more likes. I appreciate it big time, man. $8,000 in change. Heck yeah. Damn. Okay, so hold on. Okay, Batachi is saying, okay, if you put $1,000 into an account and then add $20 a month for 30 years, how much will you put away? Well, oh wow. Okay, so it says if you get 30% APR, you'll have $14 million. Oh my god. That's pimp. Yeah, if you can get 30% annually and then keep adding to it, that's wild. One thing I will say is this is one of the reasons why I love dividend stocks. Now I know we get taxed on those. We get taxed on dividends, but it is cash flow. It's realized, and I don't have to sell any of my shares. This is one of the reasons why I'm such a huge fan. So look up right now how much UI Swap pays out on their liquidity pools in the last 4 years on average. Wait, are you talking about some crypto BS? Hold on. You're talking about crypto, are you? Okay. I gotta stop you right there, dog. You could talk about crypto, but you're talking about Uniswap, or are you talking about Swap UI? Let's Swap UI. Let's see. Oh man. Let's see. I think my problem with cryptocurrencies in general is just absolutely, well, Trump just signed a bill giving regulations to stable coins. Okay. That doesn't matter to me because still crypto is grifto. It doesn't matter how many regulations you put on it. It's still stupid. That's why everything pumps so hard, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, everything. It's funny. I bought like $1. Fun fact. I went into Robinhood. I bought $1 worth of every single cryptocurrency on there, even though I don't believe in it. But hey, you know what? If you're living in clown world, sometimes it's fun to dip your toes into clown world. So I happily bought $1 of all the worthless crypto out there, dollars worth of each, by the way. Unfortunately, let's take a look. I mean, it's tied to bonds that, it doesn't matter if it's tied to bonds, just buy the bonds. You know what I mean? I would rather have the bonds than the fucking stupid crypto token that is associated with the bond. Screw that. I don't trust crypto. I just don't. I mean, look, if you buy USDC, it'll always be worth $1. It's tied to US bond. Yeah, who cares? I don't buy USD. I don't buy USDC. I buy things that are actually, I just don't trust crypto. I think it's all grifto. You have to have them for like 20 years. Let's see. I could get the rates for owning the bonds and sell whenever I want. I just need to keep it for at least a year to make my money back because that's what here's the thing, man. You know what I do? I just buy exchange traded funds that hold bonds. That's about it. And just stay diversified in bonds. Simple as that, dog. It's about as simple as that, G-Dog. So Boltachi says, I mean, what's the difference between $1 and that? I mean, crypto's a scam no matter what. And even though I think the dollar's a scam too, I don't know. I think it's pointless. I just own assets, real assets, like stocks, bonds. Bonds are not inflation proof, so I don't have as many of those. But I do have a lot of commodities, at least when it comes. I have ETFs that expose me to commodities. I have individual stocks that expose me to commodities, that sort of thing. You have to have them for 20 years. Michael Garza, Mr. Donaldson says Michael Garza urges all of his followers to invest in Bitcoin. It's funny because I, on my Venmo cashback credit card that gives me 3% cashback, I ended up making it to where all my cashback rewards go straight to Bitcoin. I'm not even joking. And I thought about it. I was like, this is actually kind of a good idea. And I'll tell you why. One, I'm not using any of my actual money. I'm using the cashback rewards that I get from my 3% cashback because I use it as a grocery card, and it goes right to Bitcoin. Now, I bet against Bitcoin, so if Bitcoin goes up, then that money goes up that I have in there. Great, that's fine. Well, I should say the Bitcoin value goes up and I can eventually sell it. Or the Bitcoin value goes down, which doesn't really fucking matter because I've already been betting against Bitcoin. And so I actually make more money when Bitcoin goes down. The point is, it's kind of a way for me to hedge a little in a safer way because I'm taking the cashback rewards that I get, and it's free money basically, and putting it towards Bitcoin. And if Bitcoin does go to $1 million per coin, yippee, cool. Then I'll sell whatever Bitcoin I got. Until then, though, I'm going to bet against it because I think it's more likely to go to 0 than go to 1 million. So. But then again, there might be enough dumb money out there to actually pull this off. Who knows? Boltachi says it's a currency tied to U.S. bonds. It's the same thing as the dollar. No, it's not. It's digital fuckery. Boltachi says it's literally it's 1 for 1 with the U.S. dollar. That's fine. I don't really care. It's still crypto. I don't care if it's saying that it's backed by anything, which... Who is responsible for USDC? Is it the government? Does the government manage it? Then if the government does, then why the hell am I not just buying dollars? Why would I buy USDC when I could buy dollars? That makes zero sense to me. Let's see. Boltachi says, I don't mean all cryptocurrencies. I just mean this one thing. Just laughing emoji. Yeah, I literally told my mom about this like 5 years ago. I did the math and all the money she would have spent 5 years ago. She would have gotten back to today from the 3% with. Let's see. Botachi says, I mean, there are governments buying it to hold it as a store of value. Yeah, it's still, you know, what's funny? Governments are the epitome of incompetency, people in government. So people in government who are buying up this bullshit don't know what they're getting themselves into. They're only getting into it because every grifter out there has convinced them that Bitcoin and all cryptocurrencies are the future of money, which honestly, yuck. Hell no. But Tachi says because you don't get 4% on them for just having them in your account. Okay. But they own most of the stuff that's valuable and they always have. All right. Yeah, man, I don't know what to say to any of this, brother. I don't really know. All I know is that crypto is grifto, even that USDC shit. As you all know, that I bet against crypto like crazy. We're an anti-crypto channel here, but we do support people who want to talk about their crypto. That's fine. Give me one moment though. So sadly, Tim is not on. I was really hoping Tim would get on. It's okay though, Tim. Tim might be tired. Tim might have other things going on. Tim might even be playing hockey right now. On your dollars, I mean, what's crazy about what you're saying is you're 98% correct. But that doesn't make you right. Yeah, nobody can be fully right on anything, but I don't see any benefit in holding any cryptocurrency except for to hedge. The only reason I have Bitcoin is to hedge against my bets against Bitcoin, because even though I believe that Bitcoin is worthless at the end of the day, I still like to purchase Bitcoin using cashback rewards. Basically, the cashback rewards in my Venmo card, like I said, are automatically used to purchase like Bitcoin and stuff like that. Even though, like I said, I don't believe in Bitcoin in the slightest. I think it's a grift. Botachi says you could be against almost all the crypto that comes out and win, but you can't bet against Ethereum and Bitcoin. You can absolutely, you should absolutely bet against Bitcoin. Bitcoin being worth $2.5 trillion in market cap should be considered blasphemy by any financial analyst worth their salt. Are you kidding me? No, I will not. I will not submit to that. Boltachi89 says an XRP because the banks are. Look, XRP is garbage. Hot flipping garbage, man. I am so sick of hearing XRP. It's just another grift, and I'm happy to bet against all this garbage. Boltachi89 says, I mean, what's crazy is before Bitcoin came out, the person that made it literally put out an article about it stating what it is and what it will cost, when, blah, blah, blah. Okay. I mean, you rip on NFTs, but in theory, that could be a way to own property. There's almost no difference between it. Oh, dude, I'm sorry. The difference between NFT and a physical deed is that a physical deed is taken seriously and can actually be physically noted, right? I don't think I trust any contract that exists within a decentralized blockchain. Sorry, bud. I just don't. I don't trust it. Just yeah. But you know, you guys believe what you want to believe, man. One moment. I'm gonna get some apple juice. Be right back. BRB. One momento. Cheers. All right. Let's see. All it takes is for the law to change. Absolutely. Bultachi says you could split an NFT into pieces. You could send it to anybody. You could make a contract online, and somebody will put all the money up first, and it'll pay out automatically when the terms are right. Who pays it out? Well, here's what I don't understand. What is paid out? Do they pay out in Ethereum tokens? Like what is the payout? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, so the person willing to take the contract. So let me get this straight. If you and I get into a contract, let's say you and I get into a contract, an NFT contract, right? Okay. Let's say I write this contract in the blockchain and provide it to you, or vice versa, right? And let's say I have to pay out. It's in the clause, right? Let's say I tell you to go F yourself and I don't pay you. How does that work? So basically, it would be agreed upon within the contract itself. So what if I choose to not pay? Okay, so Botachi's saying, well, you have to put the money in first for the contract to be in play. Okay, that's fair. And then if the contract is fulfilled, all right, well, who's the intermediary? Like, I think NFTs can only work in the digital world with digital things. I don't think it can work in the real world with sorry, I don't let me rephrase that. I think that NFTs, there's no real way to govern this. So if we're dealing with real property, but we create some stupid contract in the blockchain, unless the law says that it's property, well, a law has to be in there. A law has to exist. There has to be some sort of is there anything legal? Yeah. I think it's ridiculous, if we're going to be honest. Joe Biden wanted to kill crypto. How did that? You can't really kill cryptocurrencies, but they definitely don't deserve to have the value that they have right now. Blockchain's always going to exist. This stuff's always going to exist. I just think that Bitcoin's crap. It's crapto. Anyway, I'm a little bit tired. I gotta take a shower. I feel messy. My mussy feels messy. If I could show my mercy. Good night, man. Just think about it. Well, I appreciate the insight, my brony brother. Mr. Donaldson says later, Garza, go freshen up that mussy. Absolutely. Happy birthday, my man. But one final thought is, look, I like to own things that are true assets, like stocks, like bonds, even though they're not very inflation proof, and commodities. Usually I own these commodities through exchange traded funds that are reputable and good. I think overall, the whole idea is that the best wealth you could accumulate is it's really just, it's simple. It's trying to think of the words. Can't even think of the words. Sure, I'm right there with you. Yeah, and look, I do own cryptocurrencies. I got into Bitcoin early and I never sold. I still have my original position. I've had a lot of unrealized gains from it. But I do believe that Bitcoin is not the future. Or I don't really believe that any form of cryptocurrency is the future. So I do choose to bet against Bitcoin primarily because I do believe that it has more of a chance to go lower than higher. But Baltachi says all I'm saying is it probably ended up going to 40% in the last 10 years. She would have just put 5% of her savings into Bitcoin. When I asked her, she would have dwarfed. Yeah. Oh no, don't get me wrong. Let's see. Yeah, and don't get me wrong, but you could have easily been incorrect, is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you could have, and you still could. By the way, Bitcoin, even though it's gone up over the last quite a bit over the last 10 years, it can go down quite a bit in a short amount of time too. It can go down to like 10,000 in a heartbeat. All it takes is some bad news about crypto, and crypto goes down. And that's why I bet against Bitcoin. I think betting against Bitcoin, this is my personal opinion, not financial advice, but I believe that betting against Bitcoin is probably one of the safest investments out there because I think Bitcoin has run its course. It's gotten a little too big for its britches. And Baltachi says, sure. When shit gets rough, nobody cares about paper or Bitcoin. Exactly. So that's why I bet against it, because why not? Because if the stock market were to crash, it's going to crash even harder? Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's worthless. And that's why I'm very comfortable betting against Bitcoin at all times. Maybe gold, even that, not really, man. All right, you guys, I'm tired. I do got to actually just take a quick shower, though. I just need to feel fresh. I got to feel fresh, got to feel clean. I ended up shooting some baskets for like 30 minutes. I got sweaty as hell. It was hot as shit out there. I had to get like just a little bit of hoop shooting in, just get that motion in, but just for a little bit. But yeah, gold is the best. Absolutely, you guys. Abso-freaking-lutely. All right, you guys. Anyway, enough of me stalling. Love you guys. Catch you all later. Peace. And hey, everybody, wish Michael Donaldson a happy birthday. I'm out. And darn, I was really hoping we get Tim Smith on, but that's okay. Plenty of episodes we could do to get Tim Smith on if he feels like it. I hope he's doing well, but I hope you all are doing well as well. Just stay fresh. Keep your mussies fresh. Stay tight. Don't let the bed bugs bite. All right, guys, later.